Black Ops Royale or Blackout 2, whatever is easier for you to say. I'll probably call it Blackout 2 just for the sake of my mental. I'm going to keep trying to switch between them, so I apologize if I do. But thank you to Treyarch for having me out to their studio to play this earlier in the week, along with like 30 or 40 other people as well. And so if you're watching this video on Thursday or after, this is all brand new information, okay? We all had the same NDA. If you watched videos yesterday or the day before, whatever might have happened, they cannot tell you or show you the footage you're seeing now. It's just, and maybe I'll do this well, maybe I won't. I'm going to try my best. I was not an avid fan of Warzone. Probably very obvious that I didn't play it a lot, mainly because to me in a battle royale, I think loot should matter. Going from Fortnite, for example, and I know I'm not going to compare everything to Fortnite, but you know, if you killed a player and you got a golden scar off them, it was like, oh, that was awesome. I have the best weapon now. That didn't exist in Warzone. All you did was land, get 10 grand, buy your loadout, and you're fucking off to the races. You don't care about anything else, basically. And every time you kill a player, you're only killing them for their armor plates. It's just, the looting was irrelevant. I hated the loadout system. Hated it. Now, I did like the original Blackout system where you looted attachments and you kitted out your weapon and you made it better and you improved it as you went on. And that is not what this is in Blackout 2. I was kind of surprised to see that. Instead, weapons have set archetypes, is what they're called. So let's say I'll tell you, there's 2 archetypes per weapon, basically. And, you know, you can have it built in 2 different ways. Let's say you have an M15. One archetype might be the M15 long-range rifle. The other one might be an M15 close-range, mid-range SMG rifle. And so whatever one you find, and you upgrade it, as you upgrade that gun, it has set attachments that it will equip on the gun. Now, listen, I know what you're thinking, because I thought the same. If all it does is improve the rarity, kind of how Warzone does it already, how is that good? It is vastly different in this version of the game. Vastly. I will go over that in a little bit. But as you upgrade your weapon, and you do that by finding upgrade tokens, you can find them in regular crates, from activities, from, you know, whatever. You'll find them. You'll see them in the video as well. They're purple things on the ground. And you go from gray to green to blue to purple to orange, right? Highest rarity. And as you do that, the attachments are going to go off of what archetype you have on your gun. If you have the rifle version, like a long-range rifle, it might put on a 2 or 3 times sight and have a long barrel and, you know, whatever it might be. If you have an SMG version, it might go for more handling, strafe speed, whatever, you know, those attachments might choose. Just examples here. Now, why does the difference in rarity matter? As you upgrade your weapon in rarity, it does get good attachments. It's not just like random trash attachments thrown on the gun. It gets good attachments. Additionally, as you do that, it will up the weapon's bullet velocity and lower the recoil, making it easier to use. This is very hard to convey in video format from me just telling you. I'm hoping the footage behind me helps support what I'm saying. And when you play it, if you do play it, it is free. You can try it, just like regular Warzone, right? It's going to feel insanely different. This is a much slower paced game mode than like Warzone. The bullet velocity is dick. That's like, and it's good. I think that's a good thing, because if you are walking out in the open, any situation in Warzone, you're gonna get beamed 150, 200 meters lasered. That cannot be done in this mode. I mean, you might be able to get a knock from 150, 100 meters if you have a gold weapon and it's a long-range weapon. But in the early mid-game, you're not going to have a gold gun off rip. It's just, it takes time to get it up there usually. Sometimes crazy luck can happen, sure. But for the most part, that doesn't happen. You're not going to get laser beamed out in the open. It's really, really hard. The bullet velocity is terrible. And so if every time you upgrade your gun, it buffs that velocity up, even at gold, it's not super, super impressive. It's just like, all right, this is much better, but I'm not going to be able to 200 meter someone. And it makes it so a lot of the fights that you would normally take in Warzone are fights that you no longer take. Or they're fights that you have to push up and get closer, and you have to, it's not like you can just sit there and third party from a mountain. It cannot be done. Even with sniping. Sniping seems to have, it's not bad, but it's not super easy. It's not point and click. There is drop to it. So you have to lead it. Additionally, one-shot snipers don't exist. If you have an orange armor or above. There's armors in this. I'll explain that too in a second. But I think that's probably the best way to word it from Blackout 1 to Blackout 2. The attachment system, all that stuff, gone. Instead, it's kind of an auto upgrade system. And if you're wondering why they took that approach, I did have a chance to ask. And the main reason was most players did not engage in equipping attachments and understanding how they would change their weapon. And they didn't like it, it seemed. And so they wanted to simplify it, but also make it feel like I just said, looting matters. And it does. Not only for upgrading your weapon, but also for the abilities that you can find, the field upgrades, the armor improvements. Like I said, you're going to need that in a second, I'll tell you. The tacticals and lethals, the perks that you can find. All of that stuff makes looting more valuable. Way more important. I'm going to say way more important than what it was in Warzone. Especially with no loadouts. Now, it takes place on Avalon, right? There's some, I guess they changed the map a bit. Less water, more spots to walk across, a little bit more traversal to the map. So, and, you know, there's the, gosh, what I'm thinking of, the hook shot. I don't know why I think Zelda every time. But the snap hook, equivalent for Mark Raiders, right? The grapple gun. So that does help mobility a lot. It's by far one of the best items in the game. It's really good offensively and defensively and good for mobility. I would have it in my kit every time. It only has 5 uses, but you find them a good amount. The 3 plates in this mode, in Blackout, you start with 3 plates like you would in Warzone, and it's blue plates, and you have no damage reduction. If you find a purple armor, you have 25% damage reduction. If you have orange armor, you have 35% damage reduction. If you have a gold armor, 50% damage reduction. Now, let me be the first to tell you, it does make a big difference, but the gold armor is very rare. There's only a couple ways to get it, like doing activities or a Cradle bomb. I'll explain the Cradle bomb in a minute. But on average, you might only see 1 to 5 players in a match have a gold armor. And on top of it, you know, it doesn't guarantee a win in the close range. You'll see people we kill with gold armor during these videos. It's rare, but we do get them. Orange armor, a bit less rare, but still pretty common if you are doing some of the activities on the map, especially if you're interacting with the Cradle area, or, I mean, you find them. They're not that hard to get. But the damage reduction only applies while the armor is being shot. So once you lose your armor plates, you need to get it back on. It makes a big difference to have your armor on. And without a fast hands to like really put your armor on quicker, for example, it's kind of slow. Now there is, I think, a perk equivalent to fast hands or to equip armor quicker, but perks in this are temporary. So if you find a perk on the ground, you can use it and it will activate for, let's say, I think 2 or 3 minutes, I think is how long it goes for, or you can store it. And if you store it, then you can go into your inventory and activate it at a later time if you think that's more beneficial for you. The perks are very, very useful if you know how to use them effectively. I would say no one out there playing, since we didn't have a lot of playtime on it, was using perks well. Nobody. We were just like, use it, whatever. And we didn't know all the perk combos. So those are going to be, that's probably one of the higher parts of the skill gap of the game, is using your perks effectively and efficiently and keeping the ones you want for late game. That will determine, and it's not going to mean win or lose, but it will help for sure. There's also a field upgrade called the Trauma Kit, which increases your health from 100 to 250, which is a lot, but it's only a one-time use, and if you take damage and heal back up, you can only heal to a maximum of 100. These things are pretty rare. I only ever found one in a few hours of playing, and unless you're like in legitimately a 1v1 situation, it's usually not going to be a decision maker in your fights. It won't be, because the damage reduction, as I said, doesn't apply to your white health. It just applies to the armor plates themselves, so armor is usually more important, it seems. Let me see. When you die, can you be brought back? The answer is yes. There are these redeploy towers they have. They're pretty much the only thing on the map that's marked now. There's no more activities on the map. There's no missions. Nothing else is marked on the map except for the Cradle bomb. I'll explain that in a minute too, but the redeploy tower is a place where you can go back and you can get back anywhere from your 1 teammate to your 3 teammates. And it changes based off of how many people are staying in the circle. So if you walk to a redeploy tower, there's a 10-meter circle around it. You got to stay within that circle to res your teammates. If you're trying to res one guy and you're all 3 in the circle, it's like 7 or 8 seconds. If you have 2 people in it, it's 15. If there's only one guy standing in the circle, maybe because all 3 teammates are dead, or because the other 2 are outside just protecting while he stands in there, it takes 30 seconds to res that one player. Now, whether you're resing 1 or 3, it doesn't matter. It's 30 seconds. So if the one guy sits in there and reses all 3 after 30, awesome. He did it, you know? Now, when you go into the redeploy zone, it makes noise. It sends a beam up in the sky. It draws attention. We'll say that. But that is how you can be brought back from full death. Additionally, you have a redeploy token. Every single player has a redeploy token. Every single player. But you only get 1. You can find a second one. It's very, very rare. Never saw one in hours of playing. But you redeploy once off of that after you die, after like 50 seconds or so. I think it counts down kind of like Resurgence does, 40 seconds. I don't know. And once you use your redeploy token, or even if you don't use it, after like the 4th or 5th zone, they're deactivated. It doesn't, like, they don't work anymore. So you can use it, be aggressive as you are playing. It won't even be an active thing after like the 4th circle or 5th circle. They don't work anyway. So yeah, you can kind of play aggressive with it and have some fun, and it's not too punishing if you lose it. No big deal. It's not like if someone didn't die and played really safe, they'd have 2 lives in the end game. Doesn't happen. What else? I have it all written down here. I apologize. I'm looking at it because I want to make sure I covered everything. Oh, so the map. As I mentioned, the redeploy tower is one of the only things on the map now marked. There are no more activities. There's nothing to look at on the map except for that cradle bomb, and it's a very obvious thing. You'll see it in the video, and you know it announces when it comes down and everything. You have to find those activities by running into them. It's just they do have set spawn locations, and they can be RNG, but you have to go find them. And as you find them, you can choose to do them or not. If you do them, they can give you rewards that are indicative to that challenge. So some certain challenges will give certain rewards, I guess is the best way to word it. Some will give you a gold armor, not a gold. Actually, there is a small chance of a gold armor, I believe, out of activities, but very, very small. Orange armor, purple armor, a weapon upgrade, utility, whatever it might be, they give you certain things. So they are good to do. They're very good to do if you're looking for armor or just like on a regain or something. Now, the only other thing marked on the map is the cradle bomb. The cradle bomb is like a kind of like a mini nuke that comes down, and it makes a big circle around it. That circle is the zombie zone. Zombies will start popping up and spawning. In that zone, there's 2 types of cradle bombs. One is a mystery box cradle bomb. If a mystery box spawns, you have to kill 10 zombies, and then you can hit the mystery box. It can give you a tier 3 armor. It can give you a legendary weapon. It can give you a mythic weapon like the ray gun, and you can use the ray gun on players. It's rare, very, very rare, and hard to do because everybody in the match knows and can see where the cradle bomb is. So while you're trying to do it, you can constantly be shot by other people or third-partied or whatever might happen. Additionally, there's a second cradle bomb. That's a mangler cradle bomb. It spawns a mangler in the middle of it. It's not exactly the same as a mangler in zombies. It is like the character, but you can't just like kill him instantly. It kind of takes a bit of bullet sponging, and you kill it maybe in 15, 20 seconds. And after you do that, it guarantees drops a gold armor. It can also drop an extra armor. It can drop some good loot. So 2 cradle bombs per match. When they activate, everyone on the map is notified. You can see where it is. You can see how it expands. There's also some extra high loot crates in that area, and you have to deal with the zombies while you're there. So it's kind of like a trade-off. Is it worth going for the loot? Up to you. The zombies aren't insanely tanky, but they're definitely a nuisance, I would say. So you have the mangler, the mystery box, and then the better crates that you can get in there. Totally up to you on whether you want to go for it. It can be a shit show. I mean, you could fight 3 or 4 teams in that cradle area. Teams might be holding out of it. They might be waiting to third party. It's high risk, high reward. That's the point of it. So up to you to decide on whether or not you want to go for it. Over time, though, the cradle area closes in. As it closes in, the zombies are also focused in. They can't go outside the cradle area, the red mist. And eventually it disappears and the zombies go away. So. Weapon upgrade kits, as I mentioned, they can be found all over the place. Those are going to be your bread and butter if you're trying to focus on winning. If you are playing too aggressive, just trying to go for kills, and you don't upgrade your gun, you are screwed. Bottom line. I mean, I'm sure if you're very good and you focus your in the close range, maybe it would work, but you need armor. You need to get it. Like, looting matters in Black Ops Royale. That's the main point. Looting matters. You want the armor. You want your mobility, like with your grapple gun. You want, dude, the little point turrets. These things are fucking insane. You want that stuff. There's also a new field upgrade, like a bubble shield, that's pretty good. It's a bubble shield that blocks bullets going into it, but you can shoot out of it, I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure, not 100% sure. On top of that, bubble shield can just be killed by shooting it. It's not like it will be indefinite. I think it lasts forever, but it only can soak a certain amount of damage. So if someone throws one down, you team shoot it, you'll kill it. The vehicles are pretty good. I noticed in our playtest that helicopters were kind of invincible in a way for a bit. They were very hard to deal with because the bullet velocity changes to the game mode. Make it so shooting anything at 150 meters with the helicopters above you is fucking impossible. And so it's really, really hard to deal with. But there is a very cool thing in this where you can get into enemy vehicles and you can shoot them from in their vehicle, or if you seat swap, you can take over their seat and then drive away or fly away with their vehicle. You can also use a grapple gun to do that. Like, it's fucking awesome. It's so sick. Underground? I'm sorry. There are I can't speak, dude. There are also, that was so hard to say, killstreaks in this mode, but not the most overpowered killstreaks. Like, there's HKDSs, which hit and miss on whether they're good. A sniper drone can be good. RC car can be decent. So there are some things that are good and bad. There are no UAVs. No UAVs. No UAVs, no self-revive. Big two things right there. No UAVs, no self-revive. There is a tracker dart that can kind of help you find some people. That is it. That is it. You do get one UAV ping when you do a redeploy drone activity, which lets you get like go up the little zip, fly off it, and kind of move around the map a little bit. You get one UAV ping. That's it. That is the only time you get one. So, yeah, I know a lot of people were asking questions about that. I think I covered just about everything, though. If you have any questions, obviously continue to watch the footage if you'd like. If you have any questions, though, leave a comment. I will try to respond. I will give as much answer as I can. My NDA is up, so I can answer with whatever. But if you're asking why they have quads only and instead of singles, duos, trios, I promise you, every motherfucker out there was asking for solos. And I get what they don't want to do. They want to make it so everyone is in one playlist and the matchmaking is clean and as quick as possible. At first, I believe they're probably going to add solos or duos at least within like 24 to 48 hours of releasing Blackout Royale or Blackout 2. Blackout 2. I think duos is the best, just because, and the reason, if you're wondering why they don't have solos off rip, it is the least played game mode by a mile. They said a mile. And I know a lot of people that want to play it are there to farm clips, content, whatever. I think most people can probably solo duo, and it's not too bad if they need to. But yeah, I'm hoping they at least add duos in. You have duos and quads. We'll see. Enjoy the video. I hope I covered at least a lot of the things you wanted to hear. I took down a lot of notes when we were doing this. As far as feedback I gave them, I really didn't have any big negatives. Well, I mean, granted, we don't have a lot of time to play. And so I have some contact info to leave more feedback as I play or as we play and try to improve it. They want this to be a whole new mode that people enjoy. And so if you guys have complaints, tweet them. Or leave a comment and let me know, hey, Marksman, I think this is bad because this, it should be this. Let me know. I'm going to put together a big email and send an email over on feedback after I play a bit more on my home setup. Because out there, it's very different. You know, I was playing controller firstly. You can't really hear much because there's a lot of noise in the room itself. You know, it's very, very different experience. You probably play 50% worse. You don't have all the information you would normally have. There is no, I guess there is an awareness perk. There's no dead silence in the game. I should have mentioned that. I think I covered just about everything. Thank you guys, though, for watching. And I look forward to trying this out. I'm happy that looting matters again with a Call of Duty BR. I wish that Blackout 1 would have survived, but back then it was rough. There was no crossplay. The PC scene was non-existent. As they mentioned, the whole attachment meta of the game was kind of confusing to the most casual players, which is the majority of players. And so it was difficult, and that's why they went with this other idea. And to be honest, like I said, you're gonna notice a difference. If you go from upgrades, you're gonna see a difference in your weapon strength easily. So I'm hoping it's enough. I'm hoping it's enough variety to be interesting and feel different every game. That was my big concern, probably. But we don't know how that'll be. More archetypes can be added to the game, more variations of weapons and upgrade paths. It can be also changed a lot. Since this game mode isn't reliant on you leveling up a gun to then use it, they can change the meta of the game mode very quickly, right? And it's not punishing. It's not like, oh no, I gotta go level up that gun now. No, you don't have to. It's fine. Which is great. I wish multiplayer was like that. I bitch about that all the time, multiplayer. I would love if things got nerfed to the ground every like month and something else was the best. For another month, nerf that to the ground. Keep it going. Let the meta change. Let people use new things and have fun. Hopefully it will be fun for you guys. Thanks again for watching. Enjoy the rest. I'm not sure how much more I have footage-wise, but I'm not going to cut it off early. I'll let you watch everything to see. And, of course, if you have any questions, concerns, feedback, leave a comment. I will sift through them and do my best to respond, do everything I can to give that feedback to Treyarch as well. So, appreciate it, guys.
They're on me! Reinforcing armor.
Rotate left.
Alone, right? No, rotate right. Shoot at them right now.
Loading new mag.
Has a legendary armor too. Shoot at them. Shoot at them. I was. Right. I'm right.
I don't even see him.
They went down the back.
Yeah.
Oh, they were waiting for me. They were waiting for me.
Knocked.
Maybe I do a proc shot on. I got killed by GameSpot.
I'm hit!
One more up top.
Get fired, fucker! Reinforcing armor.
Can we get him back? No.
There's gold armor here.
Oh, over here.
Reinforcing armor.
That's.
Loading new mag.
Wait, everyone
Yeah,
have
there's a
gold armor
lot of
over here.
water in that.
Marking loot.
There's grapples up here if you still don't need.
Reloading.
Get a hold of these guys.
One right here. Right here, in front of you.
There goes their armor.
That one.
Swapping mag.
To your right.
Hey, be careful to the right. Yeah.
Yep, you saw him on the yellow thing.
Camera battery died, dang. Game as well.
There goes their armor. Watch your fire. New mag.
You guys are actually okay. You're spotting good.
Changing mag.
Your spot's good where you are. You're the only place with high ground in it.
Reinforcing armor. Swapping mag.
Get up there.
Yeah, we're actually really good over here. Try to hold them.
Loading new mag.
Yeah, they're crossing right now.
Marking target location.
Rocks across the way.
Swapping mag. Marking enemy.
Water right now.
Enemy hand cannon. Oh, I'm hit shooter.
Your squad's in the top 5.
Reinforcing armor. Reloading.
Damn, you can.
The threat has escaped. Work harder to get
There's
them
more
next
people in the
time.
water.
Yeah, there's
There
definitely
has
was.
to be. That's like
Right?
Reinforcing
he was
armor.
shooting from in the
Right
water.
here. Went back in, he went back
Not
in.
this time. Swapping mags.
the left, right here, sniping.
On,
Hit him a couple times.
behind you,
Hold on.
Marksman, behind you. On the shore. Yeah, right, he must have jumped in the water.
He's still right there.
Final mag.
Move it.
Cluster out.
It's on the beach.
Hit him a couple times again.
Yeah, you see him.
Two.
Hit.
Front of me.
There goes the road.
On the left. He's coming up. Down.
The water. Step in the water. You guys play res here?
Hold on, be careful.
I got you.
Look over.
Yeah.
So John.
Reinforcing armor. Reloading. Enemy mover.
Right here. I'm
Marking enemy.
On the rock again.
Is there another one? I think there might be another one
Right,
below me.
same
'cause the
rock,
turret's shooting me.
Same rock.
Keep clear of the
So
circle.
you got nades,
Get to the safe zone.
I don't know how you
I'm
didn't
gonna go in.
hit
You guys
my
stay back.
first
I'll go in.
Oh,
Where'd he go?
Back. Up there. On the right too. There's two. One over there. One right there.
oh, I have
one
no
right here.
ammo. Wait, I have no ammo.
Wait, if I die here, jump down and loot me real quick here. Right next to me.
You're in the last two. Finish this now.
No, I can't.
Reinforcing armor.
You're real low, Mark.
Reinforcing armor. Incoming fire.
I'm just trying to get distance. Got the water.
Collapse is inbound.
They're on me.
Fuck.